Hello, my fabulous fifth graders. This week we started our unit on decimals, and decimals can sometimes look like jumbled code. So we are going to go back over what we reviewed this week on numbers to help us make more sense out of decimals. We start with digits. Digits are like the alphabet because digits are symbols of numbers, just like letters are symbols for words. And for our letters, we can have some of them stand by themselves, like A. It can have a word, and also we put it together with another letter, and it makes a different word, just like our digits. So we have 10 digits, and we can make many, many more numbers than we can words, right? In fact, an infinite amount, just by the way we rearrange them together. So let's talk about our digits. We have 1, or we can have 12 by putting it together with another digit. Now, digits are numbers in the fact that they're talking about quantities. So if I have this 6, it becomes a number once I put it with something. Like, what am I talking about? I'm talking about 6 cats, right? And so I'm talking about the quantity, the number of cats I have here, okay? If I have 42, I'm going to talk about 42 something, right? So here I have 42 pieces or blocks, right? I have 4 10 sticks and I have 2 blocks. And we start to write them out as, well, this is 40 plus 2. And then I can put them together. Or I could make it a little bit more complicated, or as we do in 5th grade, we're just multiplying. We have 4 times 10 plus 2 times 1. And we still have our answer of 42. I'm just breaking it apart. Now, when we put it on our place value chart, we say we have 4 10s, just like the picture represented, and then we have 2 1s. We took the digits from our 42 and we aligned them with the quantities of 10s and 1s to get the number 42. And that's how the place value chart helps us align our numbers. It's also really important to make sure we have them aligned properly when we're adding and subtracting and even multiplying our numbers, especially once we get to decimals. And here they are. So we have our 23 and 54 hundredths. So we're going to want to align our numbers with our place values. How many do we have of each of these place values? So we have 2 10s, and we show that if we broke it and put zeros everywhere here, we'd have 20, right? We can also say that we have 2 10s, right? Then we look at the next digit, and that's a 3. Where is it on our place value chart? It's right here in the 1s place because it says that we have 3 1s. And then our 2 20s, we get the number 23. We can also show that by saying we have 2 10s plus 3 1s. Still the same, 23. Good. Now we're going to get into those decimals. They represent the same thing, except here we're talking about tenths. And remember we said this is like dimes. So we have 5 dimes, okay, 5 tenths. And we're going to show that again, breaking them apart. We have 20 tens, 20, we have 3, and we have 5 tenths. We can show it this way by saying that we have 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1 plus 5 times 1 tenth. We did this. Remember, just repeated addition, 1 tenth plus 1 tenth plus, all the way till we get to 5 of them. So 5 tenths or 5 dimes. And then we have this 4, okay? It's in the hundreds place. And it represents what? Right? We talked about it, pennies. Good job. Okay, so 4 hundredths. And then we're going to write it out with 20 plus 3 plus 5 tenths plus 4 hundredths. And you can show it again with our multiplication. 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1 plus 5 times 1 tenth plus 4 times 1 hundredth. Okay, we're just writing this expanded form to help us show that each of these digits is talking about a value. Tens, ones, tenths, hundredths. All right, And that's important for us to understand because when we're multiplying or dividing by the power of tens, we make some careless errors. We start with what we know, and you guys know a lot. Sometimes we just stop with what we're comfortable with. And this is what I mean. You guys look at this number and you say, oh, I know that 10 times 23 is 230. I'm not real familiar with these decimal things, so I'm just going to tack them on the end. This is the biggest mistake we do when we're multiplying by 10. For some reason, we want to insert this 0 in between here. And remember in class we had those lock arms for representing those numbers? We do. We have our arms locked and we're moving together. We do not insert zeros in the middle of our digits. And that's why it's important for us to understand digits versus numbers. Okay? So let's look at how we should be looking at this. This 10 is going to be multiplied by every single digit. Okay? We're going to break it apart so we can see how that actually works. We have our start with our smallest place value. Always when you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, start with the smallest place value. So we're going to go to our 400ths, and 400ths, if 10 people gave me 4 pennies, I'd have 40 cents. So I moved the 4 from the hundreds place over to the tenths place. Let's look at my 5 dimes. Well, if 10 people gave me 50 cents, I would have $5. So I'm going to take my 5 and I'm going to move it over to the ones place to show my $5. And we're almost there. We're going to do our 3 now. $3. 10 people give me $3. I'm going to have $30, right? So I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to move it over to the tens place. And then I get to my 20, right? If I have $20, 10 people give me $20, I'm going to have $200. So this 2 gets moved over to the hundreds place. And now that you can see, each of the digits moved up 1 place value because we know that each place value represents 10 times more, or again, the opposite, we divide each place value by 10 and get 10 times smaller. So here we're looking at our numbers. We started off with 23 and 54 hundredths. We multiplied it by 10 and all the digits slid up 1 place value together. Okay, they stayed together. Once we understand that, then we can tackle the division. Oh, the ugly division problem. It is the same as multiplication. It's just the opposite, right? It's our inverse operation. So when we're dividing, we're going to slide those numbers back and end up with what we started. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Your question is, what is the biggest mistake that we do when we are multiplying by 10? And I hope you guys have a great weekend.